my God, that sucks. I love it.
All right. I think we're on.
Let's do it.
What's up, dude?
What's going on, bro?
How are you?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Great morning.
Yeah.
Feeling fantastic.
That's kind of the idea, is get the mind primed up,
Oh,
get it feeling good.
that's what we did.
Um,
Yeah.
so I think that tends to possibly better conversation.
I think it would definitely help.
So this is the first time. Is this the first time you've tried bulletproof coffee?
Yeah, it is the first time. Never had it before.
Okay.
Neither the MCT oil, too. I've never had that either.
Well, that's kind of part of it.
Is it? You do both at
So
the
yeah,
same time?
so what I do for this, and I actually got this I got this basically straight from my buddy Andy. Shout out Andy, nice winder. Surf.
Okay.
Yeah, surf
Cool,
king.
cool. We've met. Yeah.
Dude's a dog, by the way.
Yeah, he's an animal, dude.
Yeah, animal. He can do that. That surfing is different, bro, because like I'd like to think I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
And then I go surfing with this man. And first of all, I'm not good at surfing. Like I'll stand up every once in a while. But I like breakers, like a rough day. I went out with him one time in the cold, like wearing a wetsuit. And like I would just be getting smothered by these waves. Like
Yeah.
trying to so hard to like get under and like get out. And this man would surf by me and then like swim like a fish.
Really?
Like right by me.
Like a mermaid? Like flapping?
Well, yeah. If he could with no surfboard, I'm sure he'd have been flapping, but he's got the surfboard.
Oh, okay.
So he's got to keep the back leg still.
Fair.
Like back arch, just like.
Dude, he's an animal. I'll give credit where credit's due. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
The physique's on point.
Dude was.
I got to take a note.
So I was a senior at Chapel Hill. This man lived in an apartment in Chapel Hill, just working with my really good friend Johnny. So they became, Andy and Johnny, they became like my best friends my senior year. And then all of a sudden he like went, and I think it was during the winter, my senior year. So like during fall semester, he like went surfed for the first time. So this wasn't that long ago. This was 2020. Right? And then
You guys were here?
no, I was in Chapel Hill. So
Okay,
he came
okay.
here
Okay.
just one weekend, surfed with who knows who, I don't know,
Okay.
but just fell in love with it. And he started reading books on surfing, and he started coming here like every weekend. He would drive here for the day. So he would leave on like a Friday or Saturday morning at like 4 a.m., surf all day, and drive back at like 9 p.m.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, dude, I feel like it's awesome to just find something that you enjoy doing and you can do it all day long.
It's cool.
It's cool to see.
I respected it.
I've never really tried surfing. I've taken lessons one time. Other than that, I've never tried it. But I mean, I'm always open. I'm open to anything. So
It's not easy.
yeah.
Like-
If people were dragging me along, like, oh, we're going surfing, like, you're coming. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. I'll give it a shot.
What frustrates me about it is like I'm good at riding boards. Like I can wake surf, I can like snowboard,
Yeah.
but I suck at getting up on the
Really?
surfboard. There's like some little there's like this little bitch voice when I'm trying to stand up,
Yeah.
and it's like it holds me back.
When you guys surf, do you use like the do you guys do like the longer boards, or is it
Usually
like
when you're starting, you use a longboard.
Okay,
So
I
I've
think
used like that
was the one I
Costco.
used.
Yeah, like whatever the Costco like foam board is called.
Okay, I know. Well, I don't really know too much about surfboards, but like I know like the one board's longer and one's like shorter. You do tricks
Right.
on it.
There's different lengths.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Surfing seems cool.
surfing's a great workout.
it is something that a lot of people do here. We are in Wilmington, so
It's true.
surf central.
It's true. We got an unending wave pool
Dude.
next to us.
Yeah.
It's best during the winter, but yeah. Anyways, surf conversation. You like the coffee though?
The coffee's unreal. Like, it's great.
It's so good, yeah. And you know, that was a long tangent about Andy Nicewinder, but he gave me this idea. He has this espresso press that you fill with hot water and you lift up and actually press it, and it shoots out in this little like jet stream.
Huh.
Super cool. But he'll do that over coconut oil and honey, I believe. And so I did coconut oil, honey, and MCT oil, just like an organic MCT oil I got from Whole Foods.
It's amazing. I mean, dude, you're putting me on. Like,
Yeah.
actually, you're putting me on.
And it's like so tiny. You don't have to drink this big cup of coffee. It's like an espresso size,
Yeah.
but it's got all the fat fuel.
Yeah.
So and there's science behind it too. So when and I think real bulletproof coffee, you're supposed to add butter to grass-fed butter. I forgot.
Okay. I thought that was like in Bulletproof coffee.
So Bulletproof is just a brand.
Okay.
They trademarked it, but like people have been calling the coffee like this recipe Bulletproof coffee for a while. I believe that's how it happened. There was Bulletproof coffee, and then Bulletproof coffee trademarked it, and then like had like a line of products.
Yeah.
But you can make Bulletproof coffee. It's still the same, and it's got butter, coconut oil, and then usually MCT.
It's sick. The first time I heard about it was actually at the Dubai airport.
Okay.
Wyatt was talking about it.
Oh, true.
Yeah. And he was talking about how he put like the butter in it and all that. And I mean, and he was like telling me about the science about it. It was like, I guess just when it's just fats you're consuming, it's like you're actually still in a fasted state. Like I mean, because your body's in ketosis.
Yeah.
I guess just with with the fats, it's just like you're still fine.
Yeah, it keeps you in ketosis, but also the benefit of Bulletproof as well is apparently when you blend, you have to blend it with either like a blender or like the mixer, like I was doing.
Yeah.
When you blend it with butter or fat, there's something that happens with the caffeine molecules, and I'm definitely not a nutritionist or food scientist, but
Yeah.
I've heard this.
It's all regurgitated like podcast info.
Right.
It's same with me. Like
all from podcasting.
Same.
But yeah, so apparently like the caffeine binds to the fat. And so when you're breaking down the fat throughout the day, it's actually more of like a slow release for the caffeine. So it doesn't hit you all at once. It kind of is like a slow release.
That's interesting. I hear about like there's certain types of caffeine, like, because coffee's coffee, but I've also heard that like green tea has a slower effect, and also matcha. I've never had matcha before though, but I've heard it has a slower but same thing with the I guess it'll do that to the coffee.
Yeah, there's just something about coffee, dude. Coffee's just
coffee's just the best.
Like it probably wrecks my stomach. Like I don't know if my life would like overall be like, if my health would be better without. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like whatever, I just choose to believe those studies that say you could live longer by drinking coffee.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that for
it's
sure.
Just like I just don't even think
life's just better with coffee.
Better.
Like I mean,
better.
My life is better caffeinated. Like end of story. But I mean, but at least like if you're drinking coffee, like it's just like at least it's natural. It's like it's a one ingredient thing. I mean, it's like I love just being able to drink coffee and not having to drink like energy drinks all day long. Like that when I drink those and when I have things where I look at the back and there's like a ton of ingredients I can't pronounce, that's when I feel a little iffy. But like, I mean, just sticking to like one ingredient foods, like I know I'm doing okay.
Yeah, and coffee's like that, especially good coffee. I mean, people say coffee, and then you got people that drink like their vanilla caramel frappes.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, I had my coffee." I'm like, "That's not coffee.
It's not.
That's not coffee. That's a sugar smoothie."
It is. Yeah. It's just satisfying your dopamine.
If you're drinking that every morning, like, I just gotta say, like, just don't do that.
Yeah,
I mean, don't start your day off like that. Like that's
terrible.
That's crazy. Like I can't even imagine. Like I'm so far from perfect with my diet, but like, dude, don't wake up and drink a sugar smoothie.
Yeah,
like don't do that.
I feel that, dude. For me, like that's just like a one-way ticket to brain fog. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and diabetes.
Yeah. I mean, just it's gonna take you down a bad path.
Dude, you can't wake up with
It's a
sugar,
gateway drug.
You can't do a sugar smoothie. Like,
Yeah, nah.
don't do that right when you wake up.
Nah.
Yeah.
A lot of people we know are guilty.
Oh, for sure. And they go work out. They think it's okay, but it's like, dude, you're crushing your adrenals. You're like really doing something to your adrenals when you wake up, and it's just like 40 grams of sugar and
It's crazy.
and whatever of caffeine. Your
Yeah.
body's just like, "Ugh,
Yeah.
can't do that."
I did do the chocolate yesterday though.
Before the workout,
Yeah, I
how'd you
did.
like it?
I thought it was great.
Kind of jazzes you up.
Yeah, it just kind of like gets me loose.
It's like different than like it jazzes you up in a way that's like different than caffeine. It like to me, dark chocolate before the workout, and me and Joey were talking about this yesterday. For everyone listening, so like I think like natural pre-workout is the best, right? So there's pre-workouts that I like. I like Jocko's pre-workout because it doesn't have a bunch of bullshit in it. I think his stuff is cool because he has like less ingredients, but coffee. Then like some sort of electrolyte, so like sea salt and water or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then the square of dark chocolate or
Oh,
two,
yeah.
probably two if you're Joey, probably ate half the bar,
Yeah.
and then
I'm a big fan of my dark chocolate.
and then pomegranate juice because that's supposed to be like boost your nitric oxide or something. It's supposed to promote blood flow. It's like a vasodilator.
Something about the nitric oxide.
I think
Probably gets your veins going.
yeah. I think it's a vasodilator. I think that's what palm juice does.
Can't be bad for you. So.
No. But yeah, did you feel jazzed up?
Yeah, it felt great. I mean, I kind of went to the gym yesterday, not gonna lie, like just kind of let me see how this goes, just kind of like doing whatever exercise works. I was just wondering like if I was able to do like legs or not. But no, we got through it. Did some leg machines, did a little bit of shoulder press. I like doing 3 days a week though. That's kind of been like my favorite way to go about it. And the reason I say it too is just like, I mean, for me, like in terms of my fitness goals, like I've kind of gotten to a place where like I kind of like where I'm at. Like, you know, I don't really have to like, I don't really desire to like look bigger personally. I just kind of like the athlete kind of look. For me, it's just like aesthetics. So like if I lift 3 days a week, I can easily maintain that. And then the days where I don't lift, then I can actually like expand and like, I mean, I just think working out's fun. So like on those days where I'm not lifting, I can just try out workouts that are just different, like that are out of my comfort zone and just kind of like expanding and doing different things like today.
Like today.
Yeah, like today.
Speaking of today, so yeah, Joey and I, we did like a kind of a modified Murph.
Yeah.
So we did, instead of the mile, like before and after, we did the tank sled, where I have it marked off basically like probably it's like 25 meters, I would say. It's like 25 meters. We pull it. It's got 2 clicks of resistance on this like sled, and it's like an off-brand Rogue tank puller thing, I think. 2 clicks of resistance, 60-pound sandbag, and we pull it. So we're going like knees over toes, backwards sled, and then push it, and you do that. We did it twice while the other guy's doing flutter kicks and then side oblique crunches.
Yeah.
And
It
then
was nuts.
3 rounds of that.
Yeah, 3 sets, and then you get into the real work.
And then we do the Murph.
Yeah.
So we came up here and did the Murph. I'm not able to do the 10 pull-ups. So I did 8.
It's a toughie. I mean, it's tough for anyone doing it.
So real Murph is 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, 30 bodyweight squats.
Yeah.
10 rounds.
Yeah, 10 sets of that.
Okay.
And then we did the sled and the flutter kick circuit at the
After.
end as
Right.
well.
So we did that was like our mile.
Yeah.
Which
You
I think
gotta
it was
replace
harder than the mile.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. A mile you can do that on autopilot, but like no, you got the thoughts creeping into your head while you're doing the sled. Like it's I mean, the sled's what you make it, like you were saying earlier, like you know, you can coast doing the sled, but like you got to go pedal to the metal.
That's why doing it with with somebody is the truth, because you see me doing flutter kicks.
Yeah.
And you can't just like
Yeah.
lollygag because you're like, dude,
I don't
if
want to
I
leave you hanging. Like,
exactly. That's
I
why
know
I
how
love
it feels.
right. And
Yeah.
I'll be like backing up, and I'm like looking at you doing flutter kicks. I'm like, oh, dude, those suck. I
Yeah.
can't leave him hanging. I gotta go.
They were getting tough.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. Like I feel like honestly doing a Murph is like, I mean, I told you this earlier. Like it's just one of those workouts. Like you feel great about yourself when you're done.
Yeah.
Like there's just nothing like. There's really no feeling like getting done with a really hard workout. Like you just feel great. I mean, I just think it's a no-brainer not to, for like, you know, just why wouldn't you work out?
I mean, you should definitely work out.
Yeah.
I think the Murph's a good one. Probably like once a week type vibes for me.
I feel that. Yeah. Once a week.
It gasses you.
It is. It's definitely not for the weak.
Yeah, we were talking about our plan, our goal is to go all the way through, no stops, 10 pull-ups each time, no resistance band help, because we did that on round 6. We jumped in with the resistance band around the knee and got some help.
You pick your poison though. It's either like you do the resistance band. I did a Murph like a couple weeks back, and I would be like, I'd do like 6 reps clean, and then I'd probably like jump and pull myself up for like 4 reps.
But we can get it all the way through.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Give us like a couple months. Like what we
We
get.
just have to do it a couple times.
100%.
Is that what it's going to take, just doing it? Or like what is going to help us do that?
Maybe like, I feel like there's also things we can also do outside of doing the Murph. I guess just, I've been big on weighted pull-ups. I love doing weighted pull-ups.
Yeah, you got to think what's our weak link? It's probably the pull-ups there. So we just got to get better at pull-ups.
Push-ups and squats, no problem. It's just the pull-ups. So I guess that's pretty much what we would need to work on, just adding resistance.
Yeah.
Love doing those weighted pull-ups though. For anyone that doesn't do them, and if you're a big lifter, like I told you now, like you got to give them a shot.
Yeah. Pull-ups are great. Pull-ups are the great equalizer, because you can be like strong, and then you like try to go throw some pull-ups up, and it's like relative to your body weight, and they can be hard as shit.
Yeah.
You can be strong, and they can still be hard as shit to rep out like 10.
It is. And it's also just like, it's just like an athlete's exercise. Because like, I mean, you can do the lat pull downs all day, and you can go heavy. And like, I mean, look, like lat pull downs are sick for back. But just when you're carrying your own body weight and some, like, that's some savagery.
Some savagery.
Yeah.
You feel like a savage when you do pull-ups.
Oh yeah, of course. Anything like, I mean, if you're just cranking out body weight movements till failure, like you just feel great.
I agree. But yeah.
But nonetheless, I still do my fair share of lifting weights. Love that.
You gotta lift.
Yeah. And running. Love to run.
I hate it.
I don't know. I've just kind of like flipped that. I've kind of flipped that on its head. Like I used to just hate running, but now I'm just so in love with the feeling of getting done with a run. But that kind of goes for anything.
Yeah, I mean, I like that too.
Yeah. Like I felt so good. Like I ran a half marathon last Sunday. I told you, but like for people that didn't know. Yeah, and I mean, I just felt like so good. Like you just feel amazing afterward.
You didn't really train, right?
No, it's funny, like I signed up like totally out of spite. I barely had ran like prior to, and then I guess I really hadn't ran at all like coming up to it, and then I ran it on a Sunday. So the Tuesday before that, I ran 4 miles just cause I was like, let me go for a run, just cause I haven't in a while. And then I went and saw my buddy that I haven't seen in a while, my buddy Tony, and we were just eating. He's like, yeah, I'm running a half marathon on Sunday. You should do it with me. I was like, yeah, sure. I'll give it a shot. Just signed up like 3 days before.
That's Boat Tony?
Yeah, Boat Tony.
Okay.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So he did it too. Y'all did it together.
Yeah, he's an animal. He did it in like under 130.
Wow.
He's like that. Yeah.
He's running.
I mean, that's what, like, it's like a 7:30 pace or under. Like, it's,
That's moving.
yeah, you're a juggernaut for that.
Yeah, you're moving.
Tony, you're an animal, bro.
Good shit, Tony. If he ever hears this. But yeah, dude, good stuff. Yeah, we were talking about it. We're grinding. We're grinding this off season.
Oh yeah,
Trying to lift Omega up to.
have to.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, like,
Summer's tough, and you got to prepare.
yeah, I mean, your off season just has so much like of a direct correlation to your performance during the summer.
Yeah, for those of you that don't knock doors or in pest control, like we work really hard and knock doors and sell pest control door to door for 5-6 kind of months, typically for guys that aren't in school.
Yeah.
Over the summer months, and then right now, we're in November. It's kind of like a quote unquote off season where we're just training, getting better, recruiting,
Yeah.
building teams.
Just developing the self into becoming a better, like, just a better being. That's kind of how I see it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you work so hard for 5-6 months, like, and you're really just like, I mean, yeah, you're growing during the season, but you do that so, like, when you're not knocking doors, it's like you literally have all this time to just grow yourself and just really, like, be intentional and you're free. Like, you're free. And it's kind of like, honestly, the off season's a really big make or break moment. Just like, you have all this time. Like, why would you not? And you have, like, the finances to where you don't have to work. It's like, you just owe it to
if you
yourself.
do the summer right.
Right.
If you actually work.
If you do the summer right, and which you should. I mean, like, but yeah, like, you just owe it to yourself to just, work on your person, work on your character, and just become better, so you can just keep growing and growing and growing, like, with knocking doors and with your performance. But also just, like, we're all, like, for the most part, everyone that knocks with us, we're all young guys, young people. This is the time to, like, really plant the seeds, just so we have a more fruitful life ahead.
There's a sow and a harvest.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I think is cool about this job. There's truly it's like being a farmer. There's a season to sow and plant your seeds.
Yeah.
And there's a season to harvest what grows.
And everything is learned, like, I mean, for the most part, everything that's in this world is just, it's all learned, and it's all come from other humans. And I just think that, like, and I hear it time and time again from people that have the things that I want, and they're always just like, the period of 18 to, like, mid to late 20s, like, that's the time you're going. Like, that's the time you're doing everything. Like, you're just working on yourself and really planting those seeds. I mean, this is the time you're, like, most energetic, most full of life, like, at least in your physical body. So just why not use it for good? Like, why not use it to like, up your trajectory?
Right.
I think it makes perfect sense. Exactly.
And others. Yeah. So yeah, I want to talk about you for a little bit.
Yeah.
So you, for anybody that doesn't know Joey is 20.
I am.
I met, for a little background, I met Joey literally through an ad service that I run to find leads to come fill, knocking teams. Found Joey, I think it was like winter-ish 2022.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2021.
Like December, January-ish.
Right.
Yeah, around that time.
Right. So I'm running ads with this company called Lead Work, and they're throwing up Instagram ads, and kids fill them out. They're looking for internships. I reach out, see if they could be a good fit to work for Aptive and knock doors, and see if it would help us both out. and I get in touch with this Joey Rosen kid, and we have like a 10, 15-minute call on the phone, something like that. Introduce
Yeah.
myself, get to know you for a second, and
Yeah.
then we did a Zoom, right?
Yeah, I feel like the first time we spoke, I was probably in Wilmington. Second time was I guess we did like a Zoom.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. I figured it was the same thing. We do a Zoom call, show you the figures, show you the stats, like show you the numbers.
Yeah.
And then you were like kind of not about it for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember it vividly because I was in Raleigh. We had our second round. I mean, to what I know now, but our second call, just kind of like more explaining the day to day. Obviously, like I knew it was a really good opportunity just with like the breakdown of the pay and whatnot. But like I've never done anything. I guess prior to doing this, like I've never worked a job where it was like, I would just be like looking at like, oh, I'll just make ends meet, or like I'll just do good enough to where like I'm okay. So I've never like, proactively like worked really hard to like, I guess, have a surplus, and I didn't really know like what it took. So I guess just when you explained the day to day and just like, it's definitely longer, more hours than other jobs. And it just kind of like shocked me a little bit. And it was just, I've just never done anything like that before. So my immediate response was just to kind of like turn my back on it. I was like, yeah, like, so we got off our second call, I guess, just to like, give you guys a little bit of insight. Like, yeah, we got off our second call, and immediately, like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, nah, I'm okay. Like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I literally went downstairs, like, after, like, I was at my parents' place. I'm like, yeah, nah, this is not it. Like, I'm not working like 10 hours a day. Like, no. So funny. Like, my family was there. Like, my girlfriend at the time, like, I was just saying, like, yeah, no, it's okay. And then, I don't know, like, I was just sitting on the couch, and this was maybe like 5 minutes later. No thought went into any of this, by the way. Like, I wasn't even like thinking about it. Just like a total like mental just snap of a finger, like shift in my mind just kind of happened. And I was like, all right, yeah, no, I'm going to give this a shot. No, like I couldn't explain to you like what exactly happened, but like just snap of a finger, my brain switched, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'll do it. It's funny, like Robbie didn't even know this. Like in his eyes, I was probably like just a lay down. But yeah, no, like, yeah, no, I mean, I was opposed to it at first, and then no, snap of a finger. I mean, it took me like 10 minutes, but yeah, no. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy how it works. But yeah. And then
I think that
then we move
period
on.
of 10 minutes is a lot longer for some people, right? As they're hearing about something like this. And
it was important though. It was really important because like, I mean, if I had to like look back on my life and just look at moments where it had a big impact, I mean, those 10 minutes, I mean, to look at where I'm at today, like, holy shit. That's a really needed mental switch.
That's important.
That was really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. Now we're here.
So then we start, you reach back out to me, you let me know, we start training. You're
this is probably like January, February. I think that's when I signed.
Yeah.
A little later.
I think it's around.
Yeah. Like I mean, it's a little later than like
than what some people
than
think.
most people.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like in the middle.
So you signed January, February. We train. We're doing in-person trainings.
Yeah.
You're obviously a stud. I know that. You're like pitching. Your pitch is really good. I hang out with you a little bit.
Was working on it.
We were going to be roommates, and
yeah.
And then you come out to Long Island for your rookie year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's funny. Like I kind of thought about it earlier today. It's just like, it's so important to just be flexible. Like just, if you're like when you're young, it's just like, why not just be open? Why not be flexible? Like go like when the opportunity presents itself, why not just like take a chance,
Try something.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like once I said I was doing it, like, and then you were, and I actually, we didn't even know we were going to Long Island when I signed. Like we only found out, right? Like maybe a month after, But like you said, we were going to Long Island. I was like, cool. Yeah, we'll do it. I mean, just, I had I didn't think twice about it.
Yeah, in this industry, it doesn't matter where you go. Like
Not
people
at all.
always trip about that, and that's usually just like a kind of like a smoke screen for another kind of concern. From what I found is like you're talking to a kid, they're just not sure that they want to do this. They're not sure that they're about that life and knocking doors and really going after it. But if you're committed, like I always make the joke, dude. On my interviews, I tell people we might as well be going to Afghanistan.
Right.
That's what I tell people. I'm like, you should be ready to like we're going to like Kuwait. Like it doesn't matter where we're going.
Yeah.
Like we're leaving, right? And you're not coming back for the
course.
summer. Right. That's what I always tell people. And I kind of make a joke out of it, but it's true. Like
it is.
If I was gonna go,
in principle, it is true.
Right.
Like you must commit. Like you must.
Like I'm not trying to go down the street and knock doors. I'm trying to leave.
Yeah.
I don't want all of the temptations around me. I don't want my family here telling me to meet them for dinner on a Friday night and get me off the doors early. I don't want my hometown friends at a bar and I see them on social media. I want to be gone.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to be in a different country if I could.
Right.
Just gone.
I couldn't agree more. 100%. It's just you have to like, I mean, with this, it's like you have to make you have 6 months to squeeze all you can out of
6
this
months
opportunity.
Tops. A lot of people only have 3.
Right. I mean, most people, a lot of guys are in
college
college.
kids have 3.
Like this is the time. Like squeeze everything you can out of this opportunity, and like that comes with limiting distraction. I love my family. I love my friends. Like, but it just comes to the point where like, in all seriousness, like you do this for them. Like, I mean, I do this for the people around me. I do this, like I become the best version of myself in terms of health, in terms of my finances, like all around, like to just present myself to the world in the best way possible and serve the people I care about. That's why it's just like, like, yeah. I mean, even if you lock yourself away for a little bit, like you're coming back a better person to present it to the people that you care about.
Yeah. Did you think like that as a rookie, or were you more thinking like just personal development personally and like maybe some money? Like, is that what you were kind of thinking when you're
talking
18?
Prior to rookie year?
Yeah, leading up.
I was actually...
Well, by the way, some context. Joey, and I don't actually know, were you on the reading and waking up early wave when we started talking, or was that the transition period that you were kind of like transitioning into that growth mindset? Or were you already on that wave when we talked?
I think I was on it before.
So Joey was like waking up at 5:30, reading books, like all about the personal self-development, like on that wave, before we talked and before he signed to come work with us.
I was big on it before. I think it all started my senior year of high school. That's kind of when like I got the ball rolling a little bit. It first started with me like, I mean, hands down the biggest thing that changed my life like up to this point is the gym. Like hands down, like
COVID.
Yeah, COVID. Honestly, COVID was just, it was the biggest blessing, like one of the biggest blessings to date. I mean, it's so funny. Like I fell into like being healthy, like just totally by accident. Like just to give everyone listening like a bit of context, like it was COVID, it was lockdown. I was a junior in high school, like second semester junior year. Lockdown happens, and at the time, like I was not in shape whatsoever. I would always play sports growing up. Like I was big on hockey, and I played lacrosse for my school.
You had a little pudge.
Yeah, I was pretty skinny fat. Like honestly, I was 100%. I would eat fast food like at least once a day, like at the time, because we would always like go off campus for lunch or whatever. But yeah, like so lockdown happened, and I would be at my parents' place, like just kind of chilling, but like I couldn't eat fast food every day. So as a byproduct of that, like I actually just started losing weight, like just because I couldn't eat processed food, like it wasn't available to me. But I was like, and like I noticed it, like maybe after 3 weeks, I'm like, wait, what? Like what's going on? Like I didn't realize this could happen. And then honestly, that kind of just got the ball rolling. Like I was like, dang, like this the eating healthy stuff like actually kind of works. So started eating healthy, and then I started like doing workouts. I was never consistently working out. I was just playing sports. So it didn't really like change my body. It was just me having fun. So then I did like workouts in my garage, like the beach body workouts,
Okay.
like the half an hour, you play the video, you do what they do. But that
That's
really is
that's
just,
some COVID shit right there.
yeah, but that's where it started. Like, I mean, I did those for like 3 months, maybe like April to, or I don't know, like I started working out in April, and then the gyms opened back up in September. And then ever since then, like I've just been going to the gym lifting, and I've been at it consistently for 3 years, over 3 years at this point. But just the habit stack, just stacking up all those habits. And then, and I guess just to like put the pieces together, like seeing the change in my body, made me realize that I can change in my mind as well. And it just made me realize that I can create changes for myself beyond just my physical body. And that comes, you know, like if I can change my body, I can change my way of mind. I can accumulate wealth. I can, you know, really make something of myself. So that kind of just got the ball rolling in terms of that too. So I was like, well, what do people that have a lot of money do? What do they do on a daily basis? Oh, they read. Oh, they wake up early. They gain knowledge. They work hard. So really I just kind of got in, and that's kind of where I learned that too. I was like a freshman in college. And I simply just learned, like, look at people that have what you want, and see what they do on a daily basis. What are their habits? Just copy it. Like, you don't have to, you know, it's simply like, you don't do anything special. Like pretty much everything that someone would want to do in this world is pretty much already been done. Like, for the most part. I mean, you know, everyone can always like break the boundaries but whatnot, but you know, most things like getting rich, getting in great shape, like all that kind of stuff, whatever, but like it's already been done. So it's just see what the people do and do the same thing. Yeah.
When I was talking to Damon the other day on the podcast, and it's funny, he said a similar thing. He said, you know, I'm not the most creative person. I don't really come up with anything.
Yeah.
He just said, hey, I like figure out like which wheels people are already spinning. So I don't reinvent the wheel. I just take a wheel that's already being, you know, spun, and I just spin it faster.
Yeah. I love that.
Right. And so that's what he's done with, you know, recruiting and real estate and building an organization with an Aptive. There's plenty of wheels and plenty of domains to try to conquer and get better at. But
yeah,
I like that concept. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just spin it faster.
I do not reinvent the wheel whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, for me, it's just adopting good habits and limiting the bad ones.
So you were growth oriented. We found each other. You know, we started training. You go out there. You start in May after exams, your rookie year, and talk about a little bit how the summer went.
Yeah. So I mean, I went out to the summer mid-May. I finished out my freshman year, and I was actually pretty good at school my freshman year. I mean, I was still like really with it with the school. But yeah, I came out like May 12th, I think is when I left to go to Long Island. And then my first day knocking was May 16th. But yeah, I had already like known all the pitch and stuff like that. It was just kind of a matter of like putting me on the doors and letting me figure that part out. So yeah, I go out, I knocked like 4 months. I knocked from mid-May to mid-September. So 4 months. And, all in all, I did 157,000 in revenue. It was a great summer. Like, I mean, it was such a just great experience, like great team. Rooming with you definitely, like, I mean, it really helped also. Like, I mean, just how everything was set up in Long Island, like it was just so great. I'm so grateful for it. The summer was amazing. Like from the second I got out there, from all the good, the bad, like the ugly, like it was just great experience altogether. And it really set the tone for like even like just what happened this past year and everything like that.
Yeah, and I always say this, about you too, bro. Like you've heard me say this before. You were the only person I've ever worked with that was like more disciplined than I was in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you know you hear a lot of guys that they don't have morning routines and all that stuff, and guys
Yeah.
can crush without morning routines. Like you don't have to have that. I know there's a lot of really successful people. It's almost like a trendy thing now to get away from the morning routine. I feel like and say
Yeah.
like you don't need to do anything in the morning. I think everyone's different. I kind of need it. I think you're maybe the type of person that needs it.
Yeah.
But you know, you would be waking up before me and pushing me to wake up earlier and
Right.
hopping in the cold shower and going to the gym. We would go to the gym together pretty much daily.
Yeah, we would.
But that was nice to have that accountability.
It is.
And go ahead.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you. I wasn't trying to cut you off, but it's just like I just feel like it's a matter of playing the probabilities. Like it's and what I mean by that is like I'm a young guy. Like I was 18 going out to the summer. Like I just simply like ask myself, what is a version of myself that sells more? A guy that's on him, like that's on it, on his routine, healthy, eating well, working out, waking up early, or a version of myself that's just waking up and stumbling into the morning meeting. Like what's the probability that this person will sell more than this version of myself? So like that's just kind of I weigh the two together, and like that's kind of how I make my decisions. Like, and you know, so people can definitely sell well like without the routine. I just simply think like, you know, I'm a younger guy. Like I didn't have sales experience prior to, so just let me put the odds in my favor the best I can.
Yeah, I mean it worked out. Finished as the top rookie on our team.
Mm-hmm.
Knocked the most doors. Talked
Yeah.
to the most decision makers.
Yeah, I mean, I worked the hardest. Like end of story, and because I was not that great of a salesman. Like I knew the pitch well and everything, but like when it came to being on the doors, like I was not that great at closing deals. I was not. I would not close people. Like
Yeah, Joey would close like 1 out of 21 or 1 out of 22.
Yeah, like a very average rookie closing ratio.
Yeah.
Like nothing special. It's just, but what was special was I knocked 20,000 doors and talked over
Joey knocked
6,000 decision makers.
And I always tell this story too. I mean, day one on the doors, Joey doesn't get a sale until 9:15 p.m.
Yeah.
It's raining, right? Nobody else was on the doors.
Yeah.
You're the last one on the doors, and you got a sale at 9:15 p.m. in the rain.
Yeah, it was
right?
raining out. Had my umbrella.
Right. And like, that's just so telling because it's like the result in this job comes directly from work. You like to say that too, and I agree. There's just like a 1-to-1 input output. The harder you work, the what you put in, what you get out.
Yeah.
It's like, think about how different your career and first day and first week and whatever could have been. And this is like generally speaking to anybody that knocks doors. Like, if Joey would have stopped at 8:45 because it was raining and he didn't have a sale yet, and he was like, "Oh, whatever, first day, I'm not gonna get a sale. I'll get one tomorrow."
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just one less sale that you would have had.
Yeah.
It's like a pattern, right? You're big
It
on
is.
habits. It's a pattern that you would not have started to develop. It's like a work ethic pattern and
100%.
habit that you wouldn't have. Like that one sale probably resulted in you getting the 150K. Just that
Right.
one action.
It was a huge tone setter for sure. And it's funny, like when I was like in that moment, it never crossed my mind to like, oh, and it's funny, like at that moment, like that first day, like it never crossed my mind like, oh, I'm working harder than everyone else. Like it was just a simple matter of like, I'm just looking for it. Like, where's it at? Like it's here. I will find it. And it was just a matter of like, I'm still gonna be here. I'm still gonna get the sale. I wasn't even like trying to be better than anyone else. Like it wasn't trying to, you know, like make myself shine in any type of way. It was just like, I just know it's there. Like I'm putting my faith in it, and just I will find it. And don't be fooled too, for the people that listen. Like that's it. That was great and all. I bageled my next 2 days. Like my second and third day, I did not get a sale. So like, you know.
But imagine how different it would have been if you didn't get a sale day one because you didn't do that.
Yeah.
And then the first 3 days you don't have a sale.
It was huge. I mean, the first sale was huge.
Imagine where your head and mindset would have been at.
Very different.
Imagine.
Very.
Because you got one your first day.
Yeah.
Right, and that probably dopamine carried you through the rest of those 2 shitty days.
Yeah.
That you bageled day 2 and 3.
Yeah. It's also it's a beautiful way to start the story of the Aptive career too.
It is. It's a great way to start it.
It's amazing.
It's fitting.
Yeah.
Okay, then you're consistent. You work the hardest all year. You end up the top rookie on the team. You literally switch to online classes.
Yeah.
So you can sell more at the end of the season. So you don't have to go back to campus.
I did.
Just so you guys know, Joey did that, right? Switched to online classes so he could sell more and get to 150K, and that let him, be a team leader and earn $1,000 a month in residual pay all year in 2023. Like
get the trip,
get the free trip, all that stuff. So, that's huge.
Super worth it.
So then going into year 2, your off season was good, but you didn't even think your off season was that great. And
yeah, looking back on it, I don't think I had the greatest off season. It could have been better. I'm just trying to think of what I like. Yeah, no, my time could have been better spent, but it's okay.
Maybe just not a ton of intentionality.
Yeah, I think I'd also was just kind of like recovering from everything that had just happened. Like, knocked 4 months. It was super difficult. Like, it was, it's not like it's not the easiest thing in the world. So just kind of like having that, just doing that and then like going back into reality, and I'm like culture shocked. I'm just like, dang, like I'm back now. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's easy to start kind of like, dude, it's easy to start going with the flow and like, and you do something really hard. It's easy to come back and have the mindset of like, oh, I need to back off and chill, and I need to like just balance and all this stuff. And we'll talk about this more, but I think that's just utter bullshit.
It is bullshit, but I also think it's like you can chill, but it's just like, what's your chill? What's your definition of chill? Like, if your definition of chill is going out and partying, like, I mean, I don't think that's super chill. Like, you're technically not relaxing. It's like, what's your definition of it? I mean, you can chill in a productive way.
Yeah, it's also not like getting back and smoking weed every day.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people do, especially over here.
Honestly, I did it. Yeah, last off season, like, yeah, no, for sure. Definitely had like a bunch of my time kind of just wasted with indulgences.
And that's what the Mormons got on us. They don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
That's how they get the leg up.
That's how on the East Coast we're gonna elevate, is by in the off season we grow like we're doing right now. I think we're having a great off season, but I don't think there was as much intentionality, at least with like developing ourselves, of course, as men and leaders. Like, we were recruiting, but I think it's a great example. And again, we'll talk about this off season more, but this off season you're more invested in recruiting.
Yeah.
But I think that's also a byproduct of our culture being like really bought in on reading and growing and working out and stuff. And it makes you feel more confident maybe in the culture. And then you're like wanting to pass that on to others more, just because that's kind of what we're about right now. Yeah. And I know that's not the only factor, but I feel like it is a factor.
Yeah. And a point I want to make with that too is just like, also just like, while my off season was not the greatest last year, it's okay, because look, I've never experienced an off season coming back from the summer before. It's like, I didn't know what was in store for me. So it's like this off season, like, I've learned from last off season, and now I can, look at that and just kind of correct myself from where I went wrong the year prior. So it's just, that's kind of the biggest thing for me. I guess it was just like, it's a learning experience. It's like, you're not going to like, it's like doing 150K. It's like, no rookie really does a golden door their first year. It's just because they haven't learned, like, they haven't seen it. So it's like, that's why you do better your second year, just because it's all a learning experience. You just look back you look back like objectively on just what just happened, and then you just look and like fill in the gaps and correct and change up a couple things.
100%.
So yeah, that's what I guess that's just how that's how I'm going about this off season, I guess, just kind of looking back and seeing what I do differently now.
So to fill the gap though, going into year 2 in the off season, you're doing whatever. It's not like you're being like some sack of shit. Like you're still like exercising. You still have like a good off season. We travel a lot. We do some things, right? And ended up bringing out one recruit. Didn't really work out for that recruit, but personal sales. That's where you grew. You go from 157 to 323.
Something like that. Yeah.
In the
over
320s.
320.
So yeah, 320K plus in revenue produced for Aptive. You knock about 7 months around there.
Yeah.
And now here we are. You just worked your ass off.
Yeah.
For a long time. And I know getting back, and just so everybody knows, like knocking doors for 7 months in a row, like that's not an easy thing to do. Like
it's not
an easy thing. And I know you went through a lot of valleys this year. I was kind of there, like talking through them with you in a lot of places, and you had emotional things happen this summer. And anybody, like everyone goes through stuff over the summer, like everyone. Like everyone does.
Yeah, of course. Everyone has their things. It's just all about how you respond.
Yeah.
But I think it's good because, I mean, last year, I guess my first year, like while I went through stuff, it's like you just kind of learn from the bad things. Like you learn how to respond in better ways. And
so this year, I'm curious, you're crushing it. You're like shooting for 400K. It ends up falling a little bit short. Midsummer, pretty much, you go through a breakup.
Yeah.
Have like tough emotional period.
Yeah.
Right. Like what'd you do to just like keep going? I'm curious. I know you were kind of like in the pit, in the dark place sometimes, but like, I guess how'd you keep pushing?
Yeah. I guess just knowing that I have a job to do, and while I'm at area, I'm committed to my goals. It's like what can I do? It's like I'm not gonna change. Like what am I gonna do? I guess just differently because of what happened. There's there's nothing else. Like the only thing that's for me to do is just to go perform. I have no other option. It's like, I mean, that's just kind of how I thought about it. It's like, I mean, good. I have more time to allocate to working more.
Yeah.
I guess it's just flipping a negative experience into, I guess just a positive outlook. I mean, it's tough. Like it was super hard, but also too, I actually went through a breakup my first summer. So I learned. It's all learning from the past. Like it's just like all like, I think it's a concept that Ray Dalio, Ray Dalio, right? He preaches it a lot. It's like it's like if something happens, like, look, you're not the only one that's experienced this. Like this has happened before, whether it be from you or from another person. Like this type of thing has happened before, and people end up okay on the other side of it. So it's like, just, learn from yourself, learn from your past, learn from other people's pasts, and just use that as leverage to keep you going and propel you forward.
100%. And so push through that. You end up, in the first part of kind of September-ish.
Yeah.
320 some odd K in revenue. And, with bonuses and all that stuff, you're going to be making 170K or so plus as a 20-year-old. Just turned 20 in August, right?
Yeah.
So 7
months of work, and all in all, like around like 170, 175. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. Congrats, bro.
I'm grateful. It's like, I mean, it's cool. It's cool.
What's cool is that's like that sounds like a ton, and it is a ton.
Yeah.
But you look around and there's people that crushing that. and you're going to, right?
Yeah.
So like, how crazy is that? That like we're sitting here, made 175 as a fresh 20-year-old, right?
Yeah.
You know, you just bought
All
a
the work
house.
was done when I was 19, by the way.
Right. Yeah. You're making the money, most of it when you're 20, but it was earned when you were 19.
I see it all come in when I'm 20.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's just like, I mean, you hear it like success, the feeling of success is only felt when you're like in the moment of what you've achieved. I guess just like I only really felt the success maybe probably just like on my way back from the summer. That's kind of when I truly felt like that feeling of success. And then, you know, and then it's done a couple of days later, and then you're just on to the next mountain to climb.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that like I don't like let the moments sink in, but it's just like, you know, like you got to keep climbing. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to the people around you. It's like, what's next? You saw that was possible. So what amazing things are in store for you that are better.
So you bought a house.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome here in Wilmington.
Love it. It's amazing. Love the crib.
Yeah. Took him a while to like put actual stuff in it. You know,
Yeah.
It was rocking with like a lawn chair and a 3-foot table at one point.
I guess that's one thing that happens when you put a 20-year-old in a house.
Right. Yeah, I know your parents probably came up and helped a little bit. And
They did. Yeah. I mean, they had to. Like I was not going to do all that alone.
Right. So now you got that, you know, that's either somewhere for you to be for a little while or somewhere to possibly rent out, you know,
Yeah.
if you move in the future, whatever it is. But that's awesome, dude. Real
Thank you.
estate's the truth. You got a freaking asset.
Yeah.
Big one.
It's great. I mean, I feel good about it. I don't like, I teeter-totter with it, but what's done is done. And like, I love my house. I love being there. It's just a great space for right now. And
Feels good owning land.
It does. It's a great feeling. Like I'm so happy. I'm so happy about it. Yeah, it's a good place to be in. Like I'll have it. I think as I look into it more, it's like, you know, what you have is what you have. And like, I'm optimistic about it for sure. Very optimistic about, I guess, just the purchase in general.
It's good, dude. No matter what, I don't care what anyone says, no matter what's going on with the market, interest rates, whatever, like the house will appreciate. Like there's no question about that. I just want to sound off people, like all like the people that are scared to get into real estate right now. Like we don't know if these interest rates are going down, by the way, anyone. You don't know that. The world's crazy. These interest rates could be the new norm. You don't know that. And they could go up, right? So like land is limited, homes are limited, population increases. I'm big on if you can afford to buy a house, if you're in a capacity to buy a house and get land, do it. And I don't think there's any investment that touches owning real estate.
Yeah, it's just like what else would you do? You know, like in terms of a long-term investment, like 10 plus years, like what else would you do?
Nothing touches it. Nothing touches it.
Like put it in the stock market and hope to get 10%. Like hope to, because like you're in most cases you're not getting that right now. Yeah,
I don't trust 10%.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Life.
Yeah, like I just don't like. What else would you do?
There's plenty of things to do. It's just everything else that you can do with your money is a freaking job. Like you could go put it like in crypto or this, or like there's plenty of people that like doing other stuff, but like you have to pay attention to that shit. That doesn't just like happen. Yeah. It's not like you're just gonna go put money in a crypto account and it's just gonna grow. Of course.
Just something like a house is just simple and it's right in front of your face, and it's material. It's a hard, it's it's a thing.
That's mine.
It just makes sense. I mean, I think it's a no-brainer.
About a Rolex too.
Yeah, the Rolex was just kind of the vanity purchase, I guess. But I love it. I've been talking about it like way before the fact. I remember being on on a vacation with my family and my grandparents and my grandparents' friends. I'm like talking about like, yeah, I'm getting the Rolex soon. Like this was like November. This was like a year ago. And I was talking like, oh yeah, I'm getting it. Like just wait till after next summer I'll be in a position to get it.
It's fire. Spoke it.
I do what I say I'm gonna do.
That's
for the
it.
most part.
That's what you got to do. So now we're sitting here, off season. We're cold plunging every day,
Yeah.
doing Murphs. Just ran a half marathon. I think what's cool about our culture is we're gonna put in the work. We're gonna grind. Our leaders are all on it. You
Yeah.
know, I'm really excited for 2024 just because I know like whatever happens with rookie in our recruiting class, like our rookies, like our experienced guys, like for the most part, like are growing in a big way. We're reading, we're working out,
Mm-hmm.
we're just grinding, you know,
Everyone's
together.
growing the self.
Right. And I think that's huge. You know, our leadership core is so important
Yeah.
for how our teams do. But I know you have big goals. You're also, you know, recruiting. You have two like really kind of promising dudes that
Yeah.
are going to be looking up to you in 2024, and I'm really excited about that for you because
I am too.
I know like the feeling. I know we kind of tried it last year, but now we're like really getting some good guys under your belt. Like
Yeah.
I know that feeling is going to be so gratifying to you to see two guys, you know, that you know, like just change their life because
Yeah, I'm
they look up to
excited.
you and they're like they're just gonna copy what you do and they're gonna do it probably half as well as you, if not maybe a little
Half
bit less.
is a lot too.
Yeah, probably a little less. If they did half, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone's a happy camper when
right.
they do.
If they do half, right? Even a third, even a fourth. If they do a fourth of what you do, we're gonna be like, yeah, these guys crushed it.
Yeah.
Because that'd be like what you did your rookie year, basically.
Yeah.
So I'm pumped
cool.
for you. I'm pumped for you to
I'm very
lead.
excited. I like I mean, just seeing you and seeing like other people in our organization and in the company in general, like it's just cool, like being a leader, like being someone that people look at, you know, as an example. I think it's great. I just think I think too, like this is the time. I think my second year, like that was kind of just where I wanted to really just kind of establish myself, kind of just like just really show people what I can do personally. And I mean, still year 3 too, like that's what I plan to do. But just, I guess, just prove to myself and to the people in the company that like, nah, like I'm a killer. And then also with that, like I can just bring that energy and bring that knowledge to my guys and help them create
I'm
the
excited to
same.
work with you this year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Oh, can't wait, dude. I love it.
It's gonna be fun.
It's amazing.
We're gonna crush. So our goal this year is Golden Door
It is.
or bust.
Yes.
So you're gonna do.
Yes.
You know, they're talking about raising it this year.
Yeah.
But
Word on the street. We'll see.
whatever it is,
But
you can do. If you can do 650, you can do 7.
yeah.
But 650K,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna crush it. You're gonna do it in how long?
Really, however long it takes until I hit it. That's kind of my plan. I'm going to sell in January. That's for sure. I'll sell in January. I'm kind of
Like
teetered.
blitz.
Yeah. I'll sell for like 3 weeks in January. Just kind of going out and like, you know,
That's in
why not?
Phoenix,
I might go to Florida.
Florida. Okay.
Yeah. Cause that's where like Blaine and like Tay are going. So I might go there and then, well, I know you were saying something about Texas, so I mean that could be a possibility too. Maybe I start like mid-March. If not, I will do April 1st. April 1st was my first thought. Just even after my second year, I was like, all right, I'm starting April 1st this coming year. So April 1st for sure, maybe mid-March. We'll see.
Okay. And then, yeah. So we're gonna knock until you hit it.
Yeah, that's kind of my
I think
plan.
you can hit it before September even.
Yeah, I just don't want to like. Yeah, I think I'd be kind of shooting myself in the foot by like just being like I'll be here till the end of September, like just having that in mind. I don't know. I guess just learning from my experience this past year, it just kind of like makes me too. It just gives me too much of a marathon mindset versus the sprint. Obviously, the summer is a marathon, and like you know, you're there and like kind of just lasting and like you know just pushing through. It's you know for a number of days, but like I guess for me, I just think it's gonna be way more valuable coming into this coming summer with the mindset of like I will go until I hit it. When I hit it, I give myself permission to go home. I think it's solid and it's a healthy one to have.
Yeah. No, I do too. And you're going to learn along the way. So what are you excited about hitting Golden Door in 2024? With recruits, you'd be making 300-400 grand as a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, what are you excited about? Why push for this?
Just in terms of, I guess, outside of the doors. Well, I guess just as a whole, it's like, I mean, I desire freedom. I desire, I just desire to have great experiences. And I mean, honestly, with this, like, I desire to give these experiences and allow other people to experience what I'm experiencing so far. I think it's very fulfilling. I don't know. I think it's great to like have work that's very fulfilling, and that's definitely going to contribute to that. And just with that, it's like, I'm doing this to serve the people I care about. Like, I'm doing this to set an example for everyone around us, like my friends, and my family. Just to show everyone what's possible and to push the limit. Just to like be the lighthouse, really. Just to, make others want to fulfill their fullest potential as well, and pave the way to financial freedom. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, well, making 300 grand, 400 grand as a 20-year-old is a good start, especially after what you did this year.
Yeah.
Let's wrap things up soon, but have you read Meditations?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. This is my favorite book. I got Memento Mori tatted on me. I want to find a random passage in here. This is kind of off the cuff, but I want to find a random passage that I like and ask what it means to you.
Let's do it.
All right, let's try this one. This is one I highlighted. And this is Meditations, Marcus Aurelius. So, since it is possible that you might depart from life this very moment, regulate every act and thought accordingly. But to go away from among men, if there are gods, is not a thing to be afraid of, for the gods will not involve you in evil. But if indeed they do not exist, or if they have no concern about human affairs, why would I wish to live in a universe devoid of gods or devoid of providence? What'd you take out of that?
Wow. Lots of wisdom. My take on that is just that, I guess, just while you're here, like, live in good faith while you're here, and don't be afraid don't be afraid for the end, I guess. Just, there's no reason to be afraid, because if you believe that God is good, if you believe that God exists, then you believe God is good as well. And you know that he has your best interest in mind. And on the flip side of that, if there is no existing God, it's just like, then yeah, what is a life worth living? But yeah, I mean, I also think, like, with the first part, it's just like, you're here on this earth, give your best self to this earth and live with the most intention and love, like, why you're here. So just do it to the fullest. Just knowing that it can, be gone at any given time. It's like, why not just make the most out of it while you have time?
Amen.
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to wrap it up. Thank you for coming and sitting down,
dude.
Joseph.
Thanks for having me.
Had fun.
Thanks for the whole morning. It was great. Like,
yeah. I'm pumped. We'll do it again.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe we'll do a pre-summer battle pod when
Yeah.
you're in full season shape, already
Sure.
putting up some revenue in January.
I'm down with it.
And then
Yeah,
hopefully a third one after you hit that golden door. I know you'll sit down and talk after that. So
of course.
appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
Thank you.
keep getting it.